Hello, I'm Makori, a teacher of maths and physics, and today we are going to cover maths from 1, chapter 9, which is square and square roots. Now, this is a topic with two parts. First of all, we are going to cover squares, and for your information, in your previous classes, you have already covered squares, and I know some of you know the meaning of a square. When you are told to find the square of a number, the square of a number is the product of the number by itself. When you multiply a number by itself, that's when you find the square of a number. For example, if you are supposed to find the square, find the square of 3, this means it's 3 squared. 3 squared simply means it's 3 times 3, and the answer is 9. If you are supposed to find the square of x, this means it's x squared, which is x times x, and the answer is x power 2. So generally, to find the square of a number means finding the product of a number by itself. When finding the square of a number, from your previous classes, you have found the square of a number by multiplication method. You can find the square of a number which is either positive or negative. From your previous lessons or from the previous topic where you are learning about integers, you know we have both positive and negative numbers. So when finding the square of a number, you can find the square of both positive and negative numbers. Also, you can find the square of decimal numbers and fraction numbers. So if you want to find the square of a fraction, for example, find the square of 5 over 3 squared, this means it's 5 over 3 times 5 over 3, which is 25 over 9. And you can write your answer as a mixed number, or you can just write your answer as a decimal number. This number as a mixed number, it's 2 and 7 over 9. So in this case, when finding the square of a number, you have to find the square of the numerator and the square of the denominator. Sometimes you are given a mixed number, such as 2 and 8 over 9. 2 and 8 over 9. When given a mixed number, it's advisable for you to convert the mixed number into an improper fraction. After converting the mixed number into an improper fraction, you can find the square of the numerator and the square of the denominator. After finding the square of the numerator and the square of the denominator, you finally you convert your answer as a mixed number. So if I want to find the square of 2 and 8 over 9, this means, first of all, I have to convert this number into an improper fraction, which is 9 times 2 is 18, 18 plus 8 is 26. So we have 26 over 9 times 26 over 9. As we have said earlier, find the square of the numerator, which is 26 by 26. The answer is 676. You divide by 81. 676 divided by 81. Finally, write this number as a mixed number. And if you convert this number as a mixed number, what's the answer? When write this as a mixed number, it's 8 and 28 over 81. It's 8 and 28 over 81. So mostly it's advisable when you are given a mixed number, what you are supposed to do, find the product of the numerator and the product of the denominator. After finding that, write the answer as a mixed fraction or as a mixed number. Don't write your answer as a decimal. Unless and otherwise stated, it's advisable to write your answer as a fraction or as a mixed number. Now, we can also find the square of decimal numbers. Sometimes you can be given a decimal number, such as 2.4 squared. 2.4 squared is the same as 2.4 times 2.4. Now, finding the product of decimal numbers, or there are two ways you can do it. You can count the number of decimal places. After counting the number of decimal places, write the number of decimal places, write your answer, or then count the number of decimal places. Or you can write the number as a fraction. After writing the number as a fraction, you can find the product of the numerator and find the product of the denominator. So if I can write this as a fraction, it's 24 over 10 times 24 over 10, whereby the answer is 576 divided by 100. But remember, our initial number was a decimal number, so you can write your answer as 5.76. Also, you can find the product of 0.25 squared. Second way you can find this product is just by writing the number as our own number, then count the number of decimal places. So this means it's 0.25 times 0.25, whereby you can say it's 25 times 25, but remember you have 4 decimal places, because this is 2 decimal places and these are 2 decimal places. So the total number of decimal places in this case is 4 decimal places. So what you do, find 25 times 25 and the answer is 625. Remember, your initial number has 4 decimal places, so you have to write this number into 4 decimal places, and the answer is 0.0625, or you can just write the number as a fraction, whereby the answer is 25 over 100 times 25 over 100, and the answer is 625 divided by 10,000, whereby you can find the answer is 0.0625. So the answers are the same when you can find the number as a fraction or as a decimal number. Now, from your previous classes, this is what you have already covered on how to find square of numbers using multiplication. You can find the square of numbers using tables, and this is the first time you have come across this for figure mathematical tables. If you look at the 4 figures or the mathematical tables, we have the 4 figure elementary mathematical tables. This is what we use when finding the square of numbers. When you are in Form 1, we can find the square of numbers using the 4 figures. Now, the mathematical tables give approximate values of square of numbers to 4 digits. It does not mean the whole of this mathematical table is just giving the square of numbers. There are some other topics we are going to cover after this, but for now, in Form 1, you are going to start with the square of numbers. So what you are going to do, open your 4 figures depends on the edition of your 4 figure. This is the 6th edition. On your table of contents, squares are on page 19. So open page 19. Page 19, you want to see on how to find the square of numbers using tables. Now, on page 19, we have squares. You can see from the other pages, we have reciprocals, we have logarithm of numbers. Don't be worried about the rest, because you are going to do that on your next level. But for now, we are only interested with squares and the square roots of numbers. Now, as we have said, the tables give the square of numbers to 4 figures or to 4 significant figures. All other numbers, you can find the square of the numbers using multiplication. In this case, we have to find the actual values of the square of the numbers. But when you are using your 4 figures, we find the square of numbers to 4 figures or to 4 significant figures. So what you are going to find from the depots are just approximate values. Now, if you open your 4 figures, in the 4 figures we have 3 different columns. We have 3 columns. We have the X column. The first column is the X column. The second column starts from 0. We have 1, we have 2, continuously up to 9. We also have another tick line. Then finally we also have the last column, which also starts from 1, 2, 3, up to 9. Those are the 3 columns we have in the 4 figures. Now in the column of X, the values of those values, we start with 1.0, have 1.1, 1.2, continuously up to 9.9. 9.9. Now, for you to find the square of numbers using depots, what you are supposed to do for numbers between 1.0, square of numbers between 1.000 and 9.99 can be read directly from the tables. Square of numbers between 1.00 and 9.99 can be read directly from tables. Or this does not mean that you cannot find the square of a number which is less than 1. For example, a number such as 0.011, you can find the square of that number. But for now, for numbers between 1.000 and 9.99, their squares can be read directly from tables. So let us see on how to use these tables, how to find the square of the numbers. So first of all, let us use tables to find the square of, let's find the square of 4.38. Want to find the square of 4.38. As we have said, if you find the square of this number by multiplication, you find the actual value. But now, in your 4 figures, these numbers are given to 4 figures or to 4 significant figures. So you cannot find the actual value of 4.38, but you find an approximate value of 4.38. So don't start doubting your answer when you find your product by multiplication and then you find a different value from the 4 figure. 4 figures give us an approximate value. Now, what you do when you want to find the square of 4.38 using tables, on your X column, you obtain the first 2 digits. In your X column, you obtain a value, the first 2 digits you obtain from the X column, whereby look at your X column, look for a value of 4.3. Let's say that's where we have 4.3. On the same horizontal line, move across up to where we have 8. Move across up to where we have 8. So in this case, we have 4.3, and in the column of 8, you read this value of this, which is at that point, 4.38. What's the answer? Using your 4 figures, I've said this, on your X column, look for a value which is 4.3. The first 2 digits are 4.3. Look for a value 4.3 on the X column. That's the first digit. On your second column, we have our third digit. That's where we obtain our third digit from the second column. Because the first 2 digits, 4.3, are obtained from the first column of X, 4.3. 8 is obtained from the second column, where we have 0 to 8. So what's the value at 4.38? 19? Correct. The answer is 19.184. 19.184. So this means the square of a number 4.38 squared from tables, the answer is 19.184. That's the square of 4.38 squared using tables. The answer is 19.184. So what you are supposed to do, first of all, look at the first two digits of any given number. When you look at the first two digits of any given number, look at the x column, whereby you obtain the first two digits of the number given. The third digit is obtained from the third column, which is 8. So what you do, just read on the horizontal line at 4.3, look at the column of 8 and read the value at that point. The answer is 19.184. What if we want to find the square of 2.78? 2.78 squared. 2.78 squared. For you to find the square of 2.78 squared, what we have said from the previous example, look at 2.7 on your x column. This is where we have 2.7, for example, in your 4 figures. That's where we have 2.7. Look at the column of 8 on the same horizontal line where we have 2.7. This is where we have 2.7. So on a column of 8, look at that value of 8. Anyone with an answer on the same? 7.728, correct. At 2.78 we have 7.728 as our value in this case. So that means the square of 2.78 is 7.728. That's how you obtain the square of 2.78. Now, that's a good question. How do we find a square of a number which is more than 3 digits? And in this case, and that's where we have the last column of 1 to 9. We have the last column where we have 1 to 9. This column, the last column, after this thick line, that column is known as the difference, the mean differences. The last column, labeled, the last column labeled 1 to 9, add to the right of the thick line, add to the right of the thick line is called the mean differences. So this column is known as the difference column or the mean differences column. This number is on the above this thick line. We have the column is add, and the column is known as the mean differences. Now, what happens when you are given a 4-digit number or a number which is 4 digits? What you are supposed to do, you find the value of the 3 digits from the two columns, the first 2 digits and the last column, as we had 4.38. So you obtain the value from this. The last digit, which is the 4th digit, the value we get from the 4th digit, we add it to the values we obtained from the second column. Let us look at an example. We have the square of 9.8219. 9.829 squared. Want to find the square of this number using tables. 9.829 squared. If I need to find the square of this number from 9.829 using tuples, as we have said, the first two numbers, these two numbers, look at the x column, up to where we have 9.8. At 9.8, our next digit is 2. This is where we have 2. So on that line of 9.28 or 9.8, look at this where we have 2. What's the value at that point? 9.8. 9.8 at 2, we have 96.43. 96.43. That's the column of 9.82. But remember, you are supposed to find the square of 9.829. So what you do, go to the last mean differences column. Look at where we have 9 and read the value on the same horizontal line. On this same line, let us now read the value under that column, 9. And using tuples, what value is at 9.829? The last value is what? 18. The last value in that case is 18. So this 18 is added to the last digit of 9.82. Remember, we add 96.43. Now, the square of 9.82 is 96.43. In the difference columns of 9.82, we have 18 on the last column of 9. Remember, you have to read this value from the tuples on the same horizontal line. Look at the number 9, and on the top we have add. We have add on that. So that means what you are going to do, you add 18 to your values given. When you add 18 to the last digits, the answer is 1696. So that means the square of this number is 96.61. The square of 9.829, the square of that number is 96.61. And that's how we find the square of 4-digit numbers. So you can just say the numbers, we have the column we have said, the last column is added add. And we have called that column mean differences. So to find the square of a number such as 9.829 squared, you can just write this as a reminder so that you cannot forget. We have to find 9.829 squared. To find 9.829 squared, you read 9.82 squared. You read 9.82 squared. That's what we have done in this case. And our answer is 96.43 to get 96.43. You read 9.82 squared to get 96.43. Then read the number in the position. Then read the number in the position. Then read the number in the position where the row containing where the row containing 98.43, 96.43, sorry, where the row containing 96.43 intersects with the add column, added 9, because our last digit in this case is 9. Our fourth digit is 9. The difference, as So we have found the difference. The difference is 18. The difference is 18. The difference 18. The difference 18 is the difference is 18, and this should be added. This should be added, and this should be added to the last digits of, should be added to the last digits of 96.43 as shown below. So we have 96.43. You add this 18 to the last digits. 18, you add 18. So your answer is 96.61. And now 9.829 squared is 96.61. And that's how we find the square of numbers, of 4-digit numbers. So don't forget that this 18 is added to the last digits. Please don't add 18 to the first digits. You add 18 to the last digits. If the last digits contain 4, we have 5 digits. When you write the square of a number, we have 5 digits. Remember to add those numbers to the last digits. Let us look at an example whereby we have find the square of 3.618 squared. We want to find the value of 3.618 squared. As we have said, first of all, we find 3.61 using tables. What's the answer? Look at your tables. Please, don't make sure you are looking at the squares, not the square roots or reciprocals. So the first thing you do when you are opening your 4 figures, and that's what I said, look at the head squares. Don't look at reciprocals or another. You have to open your 4 figures. On the page we have squares. Some of you are reading values whereby you are reading those values. I don't know, is it from squares or is it from reciprocals or logarithms? Begin when you are opening your squares. Some of you may open your squares so that instead of opening your tables where we have squares, you are opening reciprocals, whereby you are going to find a wrong value. So what you are supposed to do when you are opening your squares, what you are supposed to do, make sure you open where we have squares. Don't open where we have square roots, reciprocals, or another head. Look at squares, then you open your tables. So we want to see what's the square of 3.618 squared. So look at 3.61. What's the square of that? 3.61. 3.61, correct? The answer is 13.032. That's the square of 3.61. So if, for example, in your tables, this is where we have 3.6. 3.6, that's where we have 3.6. Then we have the column 1. So this is where we have 13.032. So first of all, what you do, just write 13.032. After writing 13.032, go to the difference column on the same row of 13.032 where we have 8. Look at where the value added 8. Look at that value on the difference column. What's the answer? On the difference column, the value added 8. 3.61, 8, we have 58, correct? So on the difference column, we have 58. And this 58 is added to the last digits. So you add this, we have 13.090, which is 13.09. And that's the answer. 3.618 squared is 13.09. That's when you find the square of 13.09. So next we want to see How do we find the square of numbers of less than 1 or greater than 10? In our first statement, we said squares of numbers. Remember this, 1.00 and 9.99. A number between 1.00 and 9.99, you just read its value directly from the four figures. N value which lies between 1.000 and 9.999, you can just read directly the square of that number directly from the tables. But now, how do we find the square of numbers less than 1 and greater than 10? Square of numbers less than 1 and greater than 10. Please don't forget on how to add this. We have said that when you are given 4 digits, the last value, which is the 4th digit, is obtained from the mean differences. On the mean differences, we have add. So that means the value you obtain from the add column, you just add to the values given. Now, let us see on how to find the square of numbers. Square of numbers greater than 10 and less than 1. Anyone who can give me an example of a number which is less than 1? Number less than 1. Correct. We have 0.819 squared. This number is less than 1, and that's correct because the first digit is 0 and the number is less than 1 and it's a positive number. 0.819 squared. 0.819 squared. So from your previous topic, decimals, we learned on how to write numbers in standard form. Who can write this number in standard form? That's good. 8.19 times 10 power negative 1. Good. So when you write this number in standard form, the answer is 8.19 times 10 power negative 1. Correct. 8.19 times 10 power negative 1. Remember this. When you write a number in standard form, a number in the form of a times 10 power n, where 1 is less than or equal to a, which is less than 10, and n is an integer, is said to be in standard form. This number is said to be in standard form, where a is, this means, I know some of you don't understand this, but by now, this is not the first time you are seeing this. This means, when you write a number in the form of a times 10 power n, a should lie between 1 and should be less than 10. So that means, the value of a should be between 1 and 9.99. Value of a should be between 1 and 9.99. So you cannot say that this number, you cannot say, write this number as 81.9 times 10 power negative 1, and you say that this number is or negative 2, and they say that this number is in standard form. This number does not lie between 1 and 9.99. And that's why your friend has said this number is 8.19 times 10 power negative 1. This is what we covered in the previous topic. And if you have forgotten, just go and have a look at your notes. Now, what you do, now, what you do, when you want to find the square of a number which is less than 1, the first thing you do, you write the number in standard form, which is 8.19 times 10 power negative 1. So if I want to find the square of this number, 8.19 times 10 power negative 1 squared, what I do, I find the square of this first value of a, which is 8.19 squared from tables. Then you find the square of 10 power negative 1 squared. What's 10 power negative 1 as a fraction? It's 1 over 10, correct? So it's 8.19 squared times 1 over 10 squared. 8.19 times 1 over 10 squared. Now, what's the value of 1 over 10 squared? 1 over 10 squared is 1 over 100. Is 1 over 100. 8.19, using depots. 8.19. Anyone to assist us to find that? 8.19. Correct. The answer is 67.08. So this gives us 67.08 times 1 over 100. And 1 over 100 is 10 power negative 1, it's 1 over 10. 1 over 10 squared is 1 over 100. So, and finally, you can write your answer as a fraction, which is 0.6708. And that's the square of 8.19 squared. So, first of all, when you given a number, which is a either greater than 10 or less than 1, write the number in standard form. Then you find the square of a, which is the first part of the number in standard form. Then you find the square of the power of 10. You can also do this. It's 8.19 times 10 power negative 1. Find the square of this. It's 8.19 squared times 10 power negative 1 squared. Just find the product of the powers. 10 power negative 1 times 2, it's 10 power negative 2. Negative 1 times 2. I'm finding the product of the powers. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Then we have 8.19 squared. You can find the using depots. Remember the value of a. The square of a is just read from the tables, whereby the answer is 67.08. Writing the number in square in standard form, we said when the power is negative, so this decimal point moves 2 decimal points to the left. So the answer is 0.6708 because 10 power negative 2 is 1 over 100. Next example, we want to see how can we find the square of 0.00566 squared. 0.00566 squared. Who can write this number in standard form? 0.00566. Correct. The answer is 5.66 times 10 power negative 3. I think that's correct because this decimal point moves how many steps? We have 1, 2, 3. So it's 10 power negative 3 times 10 power negative 3. So for us to find the square of 5.66 times 10 power negative 3, this means it's 5.66 times 10 power negative 3 squared, which is 5.66 squared times 10 power negative 3 squared. Now using your tables, what's the square of 5.66? And you want to assist us on that? Yes, the answer is 32.04. So 5.66 squared is 32.04 times, what's 10 power negative 3 squared? Correct, it's 10 power negative 6. Because we have said this, just find the product of the powers. Negative 3 times 2, it's negative 6. So this is 32.04 times 10 power negative 6. And from using writing numbers, your knowledge from writing numbers in standard form, 10 power negative 6 is the same as 32.04 times 1 over 1 million. 10 power negative 6 is 1 over a million. So when you write this answer in normal form, the answer is 0.0003204, or you can just write your answer in standard form, whereby the answer can be 3.204 times 10 power negative 5. The power becomes negative 5 because of this decimal point moves back 1 decimal point, and this one becomes negative 5. So the answer is 3.204 times 10 power negative 5. This is in standard form. This one is in standard form and this one is in normal form. But please, don't write your answer as 32.04 times 10 power negative 6. In which form is this? This is totally wrong because this number is not in standard form. So there is no form in maths whereby this number you can say the number is in standard form or whichever form. It's either you write your answer in standard form or you write your answer in normal form. So the answer is 0.00303204 and 3.204 times 10 power negative 5. You may be worried, why am I doing examples which are only 3 digits? Let me do an example whereby we have 4 digits. We have a square of 0.0001497. 0.0001497. Now, anyone to assist us? First of all, we have said write a number in standard form. Anyone you can say? Correct. The answer is 1.497 times 10 power negative 5. That's correct. So because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The decimal point moves 5 places to the right. So the answer is 1.497 times 10 power negative 5 squared. From the previous examples, find the square of this. It's 1.497 squared times 10 power negative 5 squared. The square of 1.497 squared is read from the tables. So look at yours for figures where we have 1.49. In 1.49 we have 2.220. In 1.49 we have 2.220. So we have 2.220. And from the difference column you read the value of 7. Difference column in 7 we have 20. From the difference columns we have 20. So when you add these two, as we said earlier, the values from the difference column are added to the last values of these numbers given. This gives you 2.240. 2.240. So 1.497 squared is 2.240 times 10 power negative 10. How do we find negative 10? Negative 5 times 2. Generally, we have said when you want to find the square, don't forget to find the square of the power of 10. And that's where most of you do a mistake when finding the square of these numbers. You find the square of the first part of the number, but you forget to find the square of the power of 10. So this becomes times 10 power negative 10. And this is the same as 2.240 times 1 over what? 1 over 10 billion. Because it's 10 power negative 10. So it's 10 billion. And when you want to write this number in normal form, you can say the answer is, this is in standard form, it's 2.24 times 10 power negative 10. Or in normal form, it's 0. How many zeros? 9 zeros. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 2, 4. Generally, that's how we find the square of numbers less than 1. The same case applies with numbers which are more than 10 or a number greater than 10. What you are supposed to do, write the number in standard form. After writing the number in standard form, you find the square of the A, part of A. After finding the square where we have A, also find the square of where the power of 10 power n. Then you find the square. Now, I want to do some examples of numbers greater than 10. Numbers greater than 10. Now I can think this was an illustration on how to use tables. Let me use this side. Now that's a good question. How do we find, let us say you are given a number which is more than 4 digits. For example, a number such as 0.000241689 squared. How can we find the square of this number? I've said this. First of all, write the number in standard form. It's 2.41689 times 10 power negative 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 10 times 10 power negative 4. Now, when you look at this number is more than 4 digits. And we have said mathematical tables give approximate square of numbers to 4 digits. So if you look at this number, it's more than 4 digits. What you are supposed to do is to round off this number to 4 digits. Rounding off numbers to 4 digits. So our first digit is 2. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Considering 6, look at the next number is 8. When a number is greater than or equal to 5, it increases the preceding digit by 1. But if it's less than 5, it does not affect the other digit. So this number to 4 digits, it's 2.417 times 10 power negative 4 squared. 2.417 times 10 power negative 4 squared. So generally, when you are given a number which is more than 4 digits, it's advisable for you to convert that number into 4 digits. After converting the number to 4 digits, then you can find the square. So in this case, we can find the square of 2.417 squared times 10 power negative 4 squared. So 2.417 using the pose is, first of all, look at 2.41. 2.41, it's 5.808. And the difference column around 7 we have 34. So we have said we added the last digits, we add that 4. So this is 2485. So the answer is 5.842. 5.842. So this is 5.842 times 10 power negative 8. How do we find negative 8? Negative 4 times negative 2. Correct. The power of the values. Or as we had said earlier, you can write 10 power negative 4 is 1 over 10,000. Then you square it. So this gives you 5.842 times 1 over 100 million. Then you can write your answer in standard form as 5.842 times 10 power negative 8 or 0.000012345675842. So both of these answers are correct. 5.842 times 10 power negative 8 or 0.00705842. So we have said when you have a number which is more than 4 digits, write the number in standard form. After writing the standard form, make sure you round off your value of A to 4 digits. Don't write it more than 4 digits because that's why the mathematical tables are called the 4 figures. Now, finally, what you want to do is now to find the square of numbers which is greater than 10. Square of numbers greater than 10. Now, find the square of 97.3 squared. 97. Find the value of 97.3 squared. As we have said, this number is more than 10. So what you do, write the number in standard form. It becomes 9.73 times 10 power 1. 9.73 times 10 power 1. So what you do, find the square of 9.73. So find the square of 10 power 1. So it's 9.73 squared times 10 power 2, because 10 power 1 is 10. Or the product of the powers 1 times 2 is 10 power 2. So using your tables, what's the value of 9.73? From the four figures, 9.73, correct? The answer is 94.67 times 10 power 2 is just 100. Then the answer becomes 9467 or 9467. Another number we have 489.5 squared. 489.5 squared. Write the number in standard form is 4.895 times 10 power 2 squared. 4.895 times 10 power 2 squared. So find the value square of 4.985 squared. Also find the square of 10 power 2 squared. 10 power 2 is just 100, so you can just say it's 100 squared, which is 10,000. If you cannot find the product of the powers, 2 times 2 is 4. So if you cannot find this, just write this as normal form. 10 power 2 is 100. 100 squared is 10,000. So 4.985, using the boss 4.8, in 4.89, first of all, look at 4.89, we have 4.89, we have 23.912, 23.912, using tables, we have 23.912, that's 4.89, then 5, we have 48, so you add 48 to the last digits, we have 06923.96, so we have 23.96 times 10,000, and the answer you have to write this number to 4 digits. Remember, writing a number to 4 digits is different from writing a number to 4 decimal places or to 4 decimal places. So in this case, this is just 3 decimal places, but the number is to 4 digits. The number is 4 digits, not 4 decimal places. Don't forget and write your number to 4 decimal places. The number is to 4 digits. So, we want to find the square of 8.937. So, you find 8.937 squared times 10 power 2 squared. 8.937 squared. First of all, you find the square of 8.93. What's the answer? 8.93 is 79.74. You add 3. The last column we have 7. So in 7.974, the last digit at 7 we have 13. So you add 13 to this. This gives you 79.87. So we have 79.87 times 10 power 4. As we have said, 10 power 2 times 10 power 2 is 10 power 4. Or you can just say it's 10 power 2, which is times 100 squared. 100 squared is 10,000. So it's 79.87 times 10,000. Whichever the case, the answers are the same. So this gives us 79,8700 or 798,700. And that's why we said from the start that for figures give us approximate value. I know some of you are just hiding your calculators and finding the square of 8.93689 and you are asking why do we have a huge difference between these? A for figure gives you an approximate value to 4 digits, not the actual value. It's just an approximate value. And that's why if you just find the square of this using your calculators or by multiplication, the answers are completely different from what we have. But it's just an approximate value, whereby the answer is 798,700. Now, what if we have 99.9841 squared? 99.9841 squared. So in this case, what you do, write the answer number, this number in standard form. It's 9.99841 times 10 power 1 squared. Now find the square of this. Before you find the square of this number, you write it into 4 digits. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4. So this 4 does not affect 8. It becomes 9.998 times 10 power 1. Find the square of this. Also find the square of this. 10 power 1 squared is 10 power 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Or you can say it's 100. 9.99, using tables we have 9.99 is 9.99. Using your tables, what's the answer? 9.999. It's 99.80. So we have 99.80. And the last column we have 8. You add 16. Add 16. This gives us 99.96. So it's 99.96 times 10 power 2, which is 99.96 times 100. The answer is 9,996. And that's the square of 99.98. Write your answer as 9,996. Finally, want to find the square of 99. We have 199.789 squared. 199.789 squared. Write the number in standard form. The answer is 1.99789 times 10 power 2 squared. Writing that number to 4 digits. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is more than 5, so it becomes 1.998 times 10 power 2 squared. What's 1.998? First of all, you find 1.99 using the post. 1.99 is 3.960. 3.960. Then you add last column, we have 8, we have 31. So this gives you 3.991. So it's 3.991 times 10 power 4, which is 3.991 times 10,000. The answer is 39,910. That's how you find the square of those numbers, 2 greater than 10 and less than 1. So finally, we have done some examples on how to find squares of numbers between 1.0 and 9.99, whereby we have said a number between 1.00 and 9.99 can be the square of that given number can be read directly from the four figures. You are given n digits. First of all, look at the digit. Is it between 1.00 and 9.99, or is it less than 10 and greater than 1 or equal to 1? Yes. Open your four figures and read the values, the square of that number directly from your four figures. If the number is less than 1 and greater than 10, write the number in standard form. After writing the number in standard form, find the square of A, whereby we have said always a number in standard form is in the form of A times 10 power n. Find the square of A, also find the square of the power of 10. Please don't forget to find the square of the power of 10. After finding the square of the power of 10, you can write your answer either in standard form or in normal form. You can either write your answer in standard form or in normal form. And what I'm insisting is that remember the four figures give you an approximate value. So in any test you are given, don't just find, after finding the square of numbers, as long as you find the square correctly using the tables, don't just confirm your answer by using a calculator. These four figures give us an approximate value, not the actual values. That's how we find the square of numbers. So next time we are going to meet is, we are going to see on how to find the square root of numbers. And there are two ways you can also find the square root of numbers, what you have been doing from your previous classes, by either dividing or by factorization method and by using tables. So for now, you can go and do more practice on the same, on how to find the square of numbers. Thank you. We meet next time.